Good pressure defense by Milwaukee now. Durant fires and hits with the shot clock running down.
June 1st, 2021, Kevin Durant tweeted, "This is a spiritual experience." And I think that's the perfect way to describe what I saw tonight. Easily one of the best single game performances that I have ever seen. Now, in my most recent Brooklyn Nets video, I told you guys I didn't want to see Kevin Durant overexert himself. I didn't want to see Kevin Durant pick up more minutes. But right now, I'm glad he did. I don't have words for what I have witnessed tonight. You guys watch somebody that's 7 foot, nearly 7 foot. I don't care how tall he is. I'm calling him 7 foot for this video. You watch the 7 foot guard just dominate and get anything he wanted all night long. There's nobody that can guard Kevin Durant. I said this with Joel Embiid the other day. I give PJ Tucker a lot of props because he's been playing tough defense all series. But I mean, there's just not a single guy out there that can truly slow down Kevin Durant. He's too long, he's too crafty, and he still has a good bit of explosiveness left in his legs. Kevin Durant right now is that guy. In my opinion, he's the best player in the NBA. I originally thought it was Kawhi Leonard. I thought Kawhi was the best player in the NBA. I have to say, I think I was wrong. Every minute, do you know how intense an NBA playoff game is? I still can't believe Kevin Durant came out there and played every single minute tonight. Not only did he play every minute tonight, the ball was in his hands virtually every possession. The Bucks are a long, big defense. This team has been physical with him all series. At times, this series has looked like a game of football. To watch one player carry the offensive load that KD did, play all 48 minutes, and not only score, but assist, rebound, impact the game on the defensive side. That's just different level stuff. That's the stuff that legends are made of. That's why Kevin Durant's going to go down as not only one of the best offensive players ever, but I think he's going to go down as one of the best players to play the game of basketball. If the Brooklyn Nets are able to get a ring this season, that's going to be 3 rings for Kevin Durant? His career has somewhat of a bumpy start when it comes to playoff accolades, but lately he's been shutting everybody up, and that's something that I really wanted him to do. I didn't really love KD joining the Warriors, but I understood. If you guys watch the Laced Up podcast, the podcast with me, the Flight Mike Korzimba, I kind of called tonight. And if you guys watch tomorrow's episode, you'll hear my take going in to tonight's game. My take was the Brooklyn Nets could win. I said Kevin Durant was an underrated playmaker. I said that there were levels to this. I said that there was another level that KD could go to. I said there were players like Mike James, Blake Griffin, Jeff Green, role players for the Brooklyn Nets that could step up. And of course, we had some big games. Jeff Green and Blake hooped tonight. Joe Harris wasn't great. Joe Harris wasn't good, but the Nets were still able to come away with a victory. James Harden had one of the worst games I've ever seen James Harden have in his lifetime. And the Brooklyn Nets were able to win. While we're on the topic of James Harden, I thought James Harden shouldn't have been on the floor tonight. I'm not sure I love the idea of decoys in basketball, because that's what it would appear that James Harden was tonight. He had 1 field goal, he had 5 points, he did have 8 assists, which I'm sure helped the Brooklyn Nets out a ton, but there's always that looming risk of re-injury. James Harden James Harden played 46 minutes tonight. He played 46 minutes on virtually 1 hamstring. In the first half, he didn't record a field goal. But you know what? I'm not here to hate. I'm not here to be overcautious, because I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say James Harden played 46 big minutes. All right, big is not necessarily the word. He played 46 tough minutes. Regardless of what you think about James Harden, you could call it dumb, you can call it silly, you can call it poor coaching, you could call it bad on the medical staff. But whatever your opinion on James Harden is, you got to give him his props tonight for even suiting up. Throughout the course of James Harden's career, his will to win has been questioned. A lot of people have questioned his heart, when all along I think James Harden is one of those guys that will do anything it takes to win. And him going out tonight playing 46 minutes, even though he was a total liability on both sides of the ball, I have to show him some love. Game on the line late in the fourth quarter. Maybe I don't remember how much time was left, maybe like a minute 30, maybe 2 minutes. James Harden, on basically one leg, waves off a double team on Giannis and stops Giannis in the post. Giannis let me down tonight, man. If I'm Giannis, I'm going at James Harden. I'm not shooting a turnaround fadeaway. Giannis had 34 points. He was 14 of 22. When things got tough, it kind of feels like Giannis crumbled. It kind of felt like this game was too big for the Milwaukee Bucks. I thought the Milwaukee Bucks had confidence going into tonight. Early on, it was like they were making a statement. It was like they felt like they could win this game, which makes sense because they had all of the momentum in the series. To drop this game, to let Kevin Durant go out and score 49 points is just unbelievable. And I'm not sure if I said this earlier, but basketball is chess. Kevin Durant going out and hunting Brook Lopez and hunting those mismatches is beautiful stuff. The Bucks want to play big, small, or whatever. The Brooklyn Nets just want to go out and get buckets. Kevin Durant did a wonderful job exposing the Bucks' big lineup, exposing Brook Lopez, making him get low, making him get in a defensive stance and defend. On the defensive side of the basketball, bigs don't like to get low. They like to stay close to the basket. They like to protect the rim. And while Brook might not like to post up, he's a pretty good rim protector. The Brooklyn Nets making Brook Lopez work, and I've said this quite a few times in this video, is A1 stuff. Speaking of work, how do we not get Giannis on Kevin Durant more often? Standing in a corner is not going to impact the game defensively. I mean, Giannis is still going to make splash plays defensively here and there like he did tonight. But, I mean, Kevin Durant had 49 points. If Giannis is DPOY, you have to at least think about putting him on the guy that's absolutely dismantling your team. I think I agree with Draymond Green and his take on DPOY. He basically said there are places you can put certain bigs on the floor to make them uncomfortable. For example, Gobert's not going to be that comfortable in an isolation situation. Draymond is. Draymond can guard 1 through 5. Draymond can guard anybody on the floor. To paraphrase, Draymond was saying that DPOY needs to do a better job recognizing the value of versatility. I'll tell you guys this right now. I recognize the value of a bucket. Word to KD. Let me know what you guys think about everything down in the comments below. Do you think KD is the greatest player in the game of basketball right now? Where do you think Milwaukee goes from here? Is Giannis that guy? Is Drew that guy? Is Middleton that guy? Do they need more help? Call the Nets a super team all you want. They've been faced with some tough injuries. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.